Joining us here on the desk is a candidate in the election. I always like to give candidates a shot on getting their bit of publicity out there. One Nation candidate for the Hunter, Stuart Bonds. Stuart, great to have you here in the studio. Thanks for taking time off from getting down from the Hunter to be with us. I wanted to play you this clip. Now, this I mentioned before the debates on the ABC, or the debate on the ABC. Here's Albanese, who's suddenly an expert in marine life, apparently. But anyway, answering a question. Have a listen about your region.
Proper community consultation and environmental approvals. Some of the concern is not real. Whales being unable to steer their way around in the vast Pacific Ocean around a wind tower is not right.
So, Stuart, here's the Prime Minister talking about your region where the whole issue of windmills is a big issue. Is he right or wrong?
Look, I'm not here to debate whether he's right or wrong about the whales. I'm no marine scientist either, but I can say that we're shipping coal from the Upper Hunter. We're going down past our now closed down Liddell coal-fired power station, past the gas-fired power station that has no gas, past the proposed wind turbine farm, sending it out up to Japan so they can make cars with from Toyota and Suzuki, high value electronics, Panasonic, Sony, and they're shipping it back to us and selling them to us. So it's just madness. The whole thing doesn't make any sense to me or the people in the Hunter.
So what's One Nation's position regarding the Hunter?
We need to build new, clean, coal-fired power stations as our ageing fleet is retired. So it's slated that by 2038 there'll be no coal-fired power stations left in New South Wales. Now, the Liberals have got a plan. I don't believe it's a good plan because it pushes it out to about 2050, right, till we get a solution to this problem. There's a big hole in that plan, and that hole needs to be plugged up with what works, and what works is clean coal-fired power stations.
Rita.
Well, what is the solution to the inner city, though? That might all be great for the Hunter and people there accept that, but we've got the inner city who are thinking the world's about to end, global warming is going to, see their communities destroyed. I mean, there is this
irrational fear.
It's almost this religious fervour they have for climate change. So how do you combat that? Because that is going to be the reason why the coalition is refusing to move away from Paris, from net zero. They are terrified of that inner city flank just revolting.
Well, look, I mean, the beatings are going to continue until morale improves, right? You can see the price of everything increasing and increasing, and this is what's about leadership: is you make an argument, and you see if you're right. Now, what we're being exposed to is a massive experiment on the Australian people. Our economy, we talk about being a renewable energy superpower. Such a thing does not exist anywhere else in the world. Okay, we burn 7% of the coal that we export. So we are currently sending enough coal overseas to power another 14 Australias. Now, I propose that we keep it here. We burn it here, we power Australia, we give our citizens cheap, reliable electricity that we know that works. We had a functioning manufacturing industry when we were mining coal with horses. Right now we use 600-tonne excavators to send out 350-tonne dump trucks in a minute and a half. And we have the largest coal export terminal in the world in the Hunter. We have the best coal miners in the world. Another thing is, a lot of people don't know is that 32 out of the 39 coal mines in New South Wales are set to close by 2040. Right? By 2050 there will be none. Now we have been mining coal in the Hunter for 220 years. It was New South Wales' first export. Captain John Sutherland, he landed in Newcastle and seen the coal in the cliffs. And since that day, we've been mining coal. And I propose we have the cleanest, best coal in the world. People want it, we should give it to them.
You ran back in 2019 for One Nation as well, and you did pretty well. You got almost 22% of the primary vote, but then you had this falling out with Pauline Hanson. What happened and how did you guys kiss and make up?
Look, you fight with family, and anyone who knows Pauline knows that she's a tough operator, right? And so we had a disagreement, fallout about some industrial relations legislation that I didn't feel was explained properly to the electorate. Now, in the end, it didn't have a great effect on what was there, but it really cruelled the party in the area, and I didn't feel that the messaging was right on it. So I went out, I ran as an independent. The Labor Party increased their margin only by 1%, right? And so they went from 37 up to 38. So they didn't improve much. Now we're back, that was a COVID election. Now we're back to jobs and energy. And we've seen what 3 years of Labor has done. And I can tell you the next 3 years are going to be no better. And I was telling Joel Fitzgibbon this when I was arguing down here with him before. I was on with Alan Jones and I was saying to him, you know, and he's talking about safeguard mechanisms, and as if the safeguard mechanisms are there to protect our coal miners and coal-fired power station. The safeguard mechanism is there to protect net zero. Right, that's important. It is a carbon tax put in by the Liberals, but it's been pushed as the Labor Party to say this is protecting our industry. It is not. It is destroying our industry. And we need to expose it for what it is. And I've called Dan Rapicoli out, the local member up there. There needs to be a debate in this country about the future of coal mining and our coal-fired power stations.